So is your person going to change? I see that question every day. I hear it from clients every day. Are they going to change? So we're going to look at that energy. I'm picking up on a group of collective that are asking this, so don't force it to fit if it doesn't resonate. And you can email me to book a personal. So wherever you are, if this is resonating, you're asking this question, I feel like you've put in a lot of effort already, a lot of time, a lot of chances, a lot of forgiveness, and you're wondering, is it all worth it? Like, you don't want to give up. If this is your reading. Okay. This is, so you are in a relationship with someone who's very greedy, very self-serving, okay? And I feel like you're living, hoping, you have this dream that they're going to get back to the person you met. So it's like you are in this dream space of hope and potential, and well, they were this way when I met them, so they can be that way again. And this is why you don't give up. It's like you're convinced this person, if they really wanted to, could be the person you met. And 9 times out of 10, 9.9 times out of 10, these energies are everything you meet when you meet them, because they have learned that that's how they get you hooked. It's time for a new chapter. Are they going to change? No. These energies rarely do. And nobody wants to hear that they're not going to change. But I feel like if you're stuck in this fantasy of we can get back the way we were, but their behavior says everything but. If this is your reading, you have been down a long road with this person. You've made a lot of sacrifices here, and you've become the safety net. You continuously clean up their messes, and it gets to the point where you've maybe even had to isolate yourself from friends and family because it's so bad behind closed doors. Some of them may know, you don't. It's almost like you want to defend your person to people because you, in your mind, it's got to get better. And it's time for a new chapter. You're attached. This is a trauma bond. Look at the chains around her neck. A lot of you are trauma bonded here. You're addicted to this person now. And you are so, and you may even be getting breadcrumbs. So there's little glimmers of hope. And so then you say, okay, I'm not leaving. Okay, this is good. We're going to start over. And you get trauma bonded. And then your brain gets to the point where it's just addicted from the dopamine from this person. And you just stick to it's got to get better. And the brain is like, just stick around. We need more dopamine from this person. This person becomes your dealer. They become your drug dealer of dopamine. And Spirit's saying, new chapter. Like this is not someone who's going to change, right? And you don't want to ice them out. You don't want this person to feel like you've abandoned them, and maybe they even make you feel guilty about it. So you have guilt on top of that for someone who's destroying your life. You're happily ever after in reverse. This is not your happily ever after. This person, I feel like, has shown you time and time again that they're not willing to change permanently. They can change for a week or so. That's not going to make imprisonment. That's not going to make a happy life. It's going to make a prison for you. This, for all intents and purposes, is a prison. It's a mental prison, emotional, physical, financial, whatever it may be. But this person has you in prison now, in this trauma bond that you can't break free. And you keep asking, are they going to change? But they haven't changed. And if this is your reading, this has been a while that you've been through this. This is a cycle with this person. You can't fix someone. And if you watch my readings, I'm going to say it again, guys. You are not a rehabilitation center for broken people. God is. And you, at some point, have got to rise above this and look down and realize that the only person who's really changing here is you, but for the worse, because you're starting to lose yourself. If this is your reading, you're starting to question, maybe I'm not doing enough, right? You start to wonder, well, maybe if I try this, or maybe this is my fault. This is your reading, your energy just feels like you're such a giver and you're so generous to a fault. And there's nothing wrong with being kind and being generous and loving people, but you're suffering. I knew it. You're suffering in silence. You've iced yourself out. You don't even want friends and family to know how bad it is. And so you sit and you suffer in silence and you hope that it's going to get better. And I'm telling you that these energies rarely change. And if they do, with you, it's always temporary. This is the type of energy that has By the time they become adults, this is how they operate in the world. They use people's resources, they hurt, they lie, they betray, they gaslight you, they make you walk on eggshells, they get you addicted to them through a trauma bond. You have like it's literal chain around your neck. Like you feel like you're just gonna die without this person, and you're not. Some of you may be getting signs that it's time. Maybe this sign is telling, maybe this reading is your sign that it's time to choose a new chapter. And you've got to have some faith that if you walk away from this person, they may fall flat on their face, and it may hurt to watch it. It may hurt to watch how bad they sabotage themselves. And it doesn't make sense, right? You can't make sense of insanity. But they're not going to change. It's clear here. This is your message. Spirit wants you to start a new chapter. You're dealing with an ego, and the ego is dark, and the ego can't generate its own light, and the ego is purely self-serving for survival. And whether this person has childhood trauma or whatever happened, you can't fix it. And when they get to this point as an adult, where their ego is totally running the show, and they don't give a shit who they hurt, whose life they bulldoze through, who they use, whatever they got to do to get to the top, they will step on people's shoulders. They'll jump from shoulder to shoulder. This is that kind of energy that brings you down with it. And then you don't recognize yourself. And now you're living under this dark cloud. And then you get to the point where you're isolating. You don't talk to people. You don't want people to know how bad it is. And you just keep hoping it's going to get better. It's almost like it couldn't get worse, so there's nowhere to go but up. Not with this kind of energy. They'll live down there forever. And it's someone who it's like they've grown up in an energy of, yeah, I don't have to do much because I can always find someone to take care of me. I'll get them addicted. I'll make some promises I'm not going to keep, and then I'll hurt them. So, mental block. If you feel like you're in a trauma bond or this sounds familiar, I highly suggest that you go and do some research about trauma bonds, about toxic relationships, about being addicted to someone who treats you like shit, and know that these energies, they don't change. They can put on an act, but they don't. And stop losing yourself in someone who's never going to love you the way you deserve. You deserve better. They don't change. I know that's hard to hear, but this is Spirit saying it's time for a new chapter in your life. You're meant to live joy, so go live it. I hope this helps, and you guys have an amazing day.